All right, so we're moving along here. We got the defensive rookie of the year. And man, there are some great defensive players this year. If you can't see it up on the screen, we got Cooper DeJean, Brandon Fisk, Quinton I. Mitchell, Chomp Robinson, and Jared Verse. Mr. G Mike, who you got first, my man?
Dude, man, this one's tough, man. This one's tough for me, bro, because I think that they all played amazingly. And, like the first time ever, if you guys do not know this, a white cornerback in the league, Cooper.
Yeah. How about that?
Hey, sometimes you got to give praise to them too. I'm a Hispanic, you got to give praise to Hispanics. You got to give praise to all diversity. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, you know what it is to play corner? The corner is one of the hardest positions in football, in my opinion. And, dude, to keep up with these elite, speedy receivers, man, he did a really good job out there in Philly. And look, he's about to play in the Super Bowl, man, as a rookie, starting as a rookie. But dude, man, I like Jared Verse, bro. Jared Verse, bro, what he did throughout the year was spectacular. And then in the playoffs as well, his first playoff game, he had 3 sacks. His second playoff game, he had 2 sacks against 2 top offenses in the league, man. And bro, the Rams haven't had a first round pick in what, 5 years?
I think it's 2016.
Yeah, like 5-6 years. And then the first pick that they get again was this guy that was doing phenomenal work out there, man. Dude, I just love the way that he passed rush. I love the way that he played rush defense, the way that he tackled. And wherever he was on the field, it looked like the offensive players were scared to go his way.
Yeah.
Before you go real quick, BC, I want to give another shout out and check into my guy, Mr. Jay Cable. He's one of the top R&B artists out there right now. One of my absolute best friends I've known for years. So if you ever get a chance, check out Jay Cable. Check out his music. And seems to think I know what I'm talking about. So I will take that any day as well.
Agree.
So.
Steve does know what he's
Mr. BC, what you got?
Sports. I was about to say Steve knows sports, but
what do we want? Football. When do we want it? Football.
Now.
No, Jared Verse is a great pick. Also, shout out to Braden Fisk from LA as well. Like, he's had a great season too. Like, both of those guys, replacing Aaron Donald is no easy task. And when you can when your first 2 picks in the draft are these guys that are going to be teammates for years, obviously it's like, even if they might not ever reach Donald's level of ability, if you can get, rookie of the year, Pro Bowl type, play from not just one guy but also 2 guys, like that's incredible. It's almost it's one of those things where you're not going to have maybe the generational talent that Donald was, but you can have 2 guys that are just going to be hell for offenses night in, night out. Like, you got to take that if you're LA. But for me, I'm going to lean again towards the secondary. I'm going to go to Philly for the defense, and I'm going to go with Quinyon Mitchell. DeJean and Mitchell, I like the both of them. I think that, they're your number 1 and your number 2. For me, when I see DeJean, he's more of that ball hawk, that guy that's going to make the plays on the ball. But with Quinyon, he's going to be more of that guy that's that Patrick Surtain type. I want to say he had like 10 or 11 passes defended this year, which is towards the top of the league, if not the top. But he also, too, just the way he's been able to stick to wide receivers, he plays, again, kind of that underrated role where he's not going to, maybe pick the ball off as much, but he's going to do what he's got to do to make sure the receiver doesn't get his hand on the ball. And again, he's going to stick to his man really well. And again, this is the one time where I will kind of lean into the top defense and be like, yeah, because you got 2 guys that are shutting it down. And, if one of the Rams guys wins it, or if DeJean wins it, I think any of those guys are equally deserving. But for me, I'm going to give that slight nod to being that shutdown corner that opposing quarterbacks don't really want to target because they're afraid that they're not going to get a completion on him at all.
I thought it was kind of interesting that Chomp Robinson was up for the award, considering that if you talk to most Dolphins fans, whenever they drafted him as I believe he was their first pick, everybody's like, what the hell are we doing? Who is this guy? We don't want this guy. And he ends up having a great year. Not my pick. I'm going to go with G Mike on this one as well. I'm going to go Jared Verse. As much as it pains me to say anybody from Florida State has talent, Jared Verse is the real deal. Seems like going forward that he's going to It's hard to replace. Aaron Donald without a doubt. But if you can replace him with 2 guys that they drafted, and you're completely right on your analysis of the Rams. How about that? They went from having no draft picks to freaking landing 2 almost rookies of the year. And the Eagles did the same thing as well. So both scouting departments did a great job.
Eagles always draft well, though.
Yeah,
right. Eagles draft well all the time.
And funny enough, too, with the Rams, they're 2 top picks, guys from Florida State. So you got 2 Knowles for the price of 1 right there. You
guys were just talking about how great the Eagles are in their scouting department. Guess where their GM went? That's right, Florida. He's a Florida guy. So, yeah.
Howie
Roseman going back to the Gators. Let's go, Gators. Anyways, having said that, I'm going to pick Jared Verse as my pick in here. I think that he did a fantastic job trying to replace what the production of Aaron Donald had. So we'll go over this one more time as our picks. And just to let you guys know, so Mr. BC, go ahead first.
I'm going with Quinyon Mitchell, shutdown corner for the #1 defense in the league, Philly.
All right, I'm going to go Jared Verse from the Los Angeles Rams.
Yep, I got Jared Verse as well. That guy was phenomenal during the playoffs. If you guys haven't watched it.